horseshoe is back.
What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to Bring the Juice, here for another practice recap. The Indianapolis Colts had their final practice before their second preseason game in Minnesota against the Vikings. A couple things of note for you guys to be aware of. We'll start with some injury updates on a couple guys. First off, Ryan Kelly did not return to practice today. The Colts were hopeful that he might make his return this week. Looks like it'll have to be early next week. But he was working on the sidelines, rehabbing that left elbow that he did suffer that made him miss a couple weeks here of training camp. But hopefully he'll be up pretty soon. It also looked like Eric Fisher was making progress as well in his rehab. He was out at practice today holding a helmet for the first time. Had no uniforms on, but has his helmet. So that's obviously, feel like that's a positive step in his rehab as well. I know he's kind of chomping at the bit, as is Carson Wentz, to get back out there. Colts obviously being very cautious with all these guys, not wanting to rush them ahead if they're not 100%. But it looks like they're making good progressions there. Xavier Rhodes was not present today. No word on kind of the injury. Maybe it's just a rest day for him. He was out there yesterday. Tyquan Lewis did return today to practice, which was good to see. Now the Colts have pretty much what you would assume is their starting defensive line all back healthy today at practice. Obviously, Buckner and Pay returned on Tuesday, it would be, because the Colts had Monday off. A couple other things. We'll start with the quarterbacks. So both quarterbacks had pretty good days today. I would say overall, Jacob Eason had a slightly better day. He did have an interception, which wasn't his fault. It appeared Zach Pascal fell down, came up after the play, apologized to Eason. Interception was not on him, but he was 11 of 14 today, had a passing touchdown, also had a rushing touchdown, which was interesting, was sacked once. Sam Ehlinger had a good day as well. He was 9 of 10, had 2 sacks, no touchdowns, no picks. But the highlight of the day had to be Jacob Eason to Mike Strawn. I mean, it seems like Mike Strawn, every single practice, is standing out. The play was that touchdown pass that Eason did have was in the red zone. It was a really nice pass in the back of the end zone with defenders draped all over Strawn, and Eason just rocketed it in there. So you love to see from that standpoint that Eason's looking a lot better in the red zone. He did struggle early on in those red zone opportunities. He wasn't getting those touchdowns like the Colts would like. And you even saw on Sunday's game, the Colts got in the red zone and they weren't able to punch it in. So you'd like to see Eason get a little bit better in the red zone. It seems like he's progressing towards that, which is great to see. So it seems like Eason's continuing to get better and better day by day. He's learning things more. Seems like the game's kind of slowing down for him a little bit. And it feels like basically after his really stellar performance this past Sunday, his confidence has just skyrocketed even more this week. So you'll love to see that from him. Also good to see Sam Ehlinger have a bounce-back day after yesterday's practice where he wasn't as great or as efficient as he was in the past. Kind of split the starting reps today. Ehlinger will get the start on Saturday. Ehlinger will get the start against Minnesota in the first half per Frank Reich. But we will see, if he does struggle, I am curious, do the Colts roll with Eason maybe in that second quarter if Sam Ehlinger's struggling? If not, and he looks great, then maybe you have more further conversations and you look and wait till making a judgment maybe even after the last preseason game, week 3. So, but great day from both those guys. It looked like as well that this defense was looking pretty good again today. It's specifically Ben Banigou, who was just absolutely disruptive. And you love to see that from him. The knock on him was the practice, right? It was like, Ben Banigou has been struggling last year in practice. He was an active scratch because of practice and lack of progress in practice. And so now that he's continuing to disrupt, and this hasn't just been a one-day thing, it's been a consistent thing for Ben Banigou, and he was getting more run with the ones. I know a lot of people were a little bit like, let's pump the brakes on Ben Banigou because he wasn't going against the ones, but him and Al-Qadim Muhammad had some rotation in the ones today, and he was continuing to wreak havoc. He had a sack against both quarterbacks, was looking fantastic out there. Now, the next step for Banigou, okay, can you now translate to a game, right? If you can translate to a game, and you go out there on Saturday and you have a sack or two against the Vikings, all right, then we start to give you a little bit more run. But certainly I feel like Banigou is starting to cement his spot on this roster. And I love to see that because we had questions about Banagoo, just like we did Taekwon Lewis last year before training camp. Will this guy even make the active roster? And both these guys have responded extremely well. So you love to see Ben Banagoo just going out there and performing. We were all rooting for Ben Banagoo. We just were like, where's his head at? How's he going to respond to being benched? Is he going to go the Taekwon Lewis route? Is he going to go the Quincy Wilson route, where it just was still hot and cold and just could never really secure a spot on this roster? But it seems like he's trending more the Lewis direction than the Wilson direction, which you love to see. Update on the kicking battle. Both these guys, again, perfect on the day. Blankenship and Pinheiro, both great. I don't think either of these guys have missed this entire camp or preseason. So it's a fierce competition. I do think Hot Rod still is in the driver's seat. He hasn't done anything to lose the competition at all. And I think it's his to lose right now because he is the incumbent. He did look really good last year in spurts. So great to see that these kickers are both really, really accurate and really, really doing a good job. And so looking forward to how that competition continues to play out. So, yeah, I think that'll do it, guys, for a practice recap. A little bit less of what we normally talk about. Sometimes we have videos that range from 6 minutes to 20 minutes. You just never know with these things. Today was pretty cut and dry as far as content is concerned. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the Colts have tomorrow off. They travel to Minnesota to face the Vikings on Saturday night. I always want to say Sunday night, but Saturday night they face the Vikings. 8 p.m. kickoff for that. Will be very entertaining. Hope you guys will tune in for us. We'll obviously have pregame show. We'll have a live stream. We'll have a postgame show. We'll have a recap. All that stuff up for you guys for that. But just wanted to give you a quick recap before the Colts are on the road traveling to Indianapolis. Thanks, guys, so much for tuning in. Really appreciate all your support and everything you do for us. Getting closer to 7,500 subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much. Hope maybe we can meet our goal of 10K this season. I know it's kind of a high goal, but you know what? You guys have surprised us in the past, and you guys have been amazing with all your support. So thank you for that continued support. We will continue to provide the content. Any content that comes out or anything regarding the Colts, we'll more than likely put out a video for it and talk about it. So really appreciate everything you guys do for us. Thank you guys so much. And as always, go Colts.